Why Dataweave makes you faster. One of the biggest challenges in connectivity and integration is understanding how data is defined and how it can be transformed. All systems and applications have their own ways of defining and structuring data, whether it is a standard format such as JSON, XML or CSV, or perhaps an industry standard such as HL7 or ISO 8583. As soon as you connect two or more different systems together, you invariably have to do some kind of data transformation to make them work in the way the business needs. By using Dataweave, you avoid having to write custom integration and transformation logic, and instead can use powerful graphical tools to do direct data mapping. Dataweave will also retrieve the metadata for the inputs and outputs that are to be transformed using the DataSense capability. And as you work, a live preview is also provided so that you can see exactly how the data is being transformed as you manipulate the tooling. All these capabilities combined dramatically increase the speed at which data transformations can be developed. To bring this to life, in this demo, I will show you how Dataweave automatically retrieves metadata from the data targets using DataSense. I will then take a sample input and show you how it can be quickly and easily mapped into a target output with no code required. And for those more challenging, complex use cases, I will show you how we can create complex transformation logic very simply and easily. For this exercise, I've been tasked with creating an API on top of Salesforce to store and retrieve customer information. Anypoint Studio has taken the API design for this interface and built out a number of placeholder flows that match the operations inside of the specification. I've then taken the Salesforce connector and configured it to access the contact object within Salesforce. The interface for the API I am using has a different set of fields compared to Salesforce contact object, so I need to do some basic data mapping. To do this, I look for the transform component inside of the mule palette and drag it into my flow. If I'd done this in code or in other tools, I would probably have to go and define all of the fields for both the input and the output data formats. This would have been a tedious job and extremely time consuming. But we're in luck. MuleSoft provides a capability known as DataSense that uses metadata it has gathered from source systems or definitions to speed up application development. DataSense proactively acquires information such as data type and structure in order to prescribe how to accurately map or use this data in your application. This saves me as the developer of this API a lot of time. Now we have our data inputs and outputs automatically gathered by DataSense, we can do direct graphical mapping between the two targets. It's as simple as drag and drop from one field to another. This is simple, quick and easy to do. To make sure we have mapped the correct input to output, we can provide sample data input and get a live preview of the data. Using Dataweave, we can do even more complex transformations, such as one-to-many or many-to-one mappings. In this more complex example, we are taking a CSV file with a list of customers and mapping each row into a JSON object that can be then used to call the Salesforce System API I have created. The Dataweave that I have created shows you how we can change values in the gender and salutation fields from values like 1 and 2 to values like Mr. and Mrs. or male and female. We can also convert other types such as date formats or manipulate arrays to select values we are interested in. Dataweave is extremely powerful when it comes to transforming data that is flowing through your integrations. The functionality provided increases the speed at which you can develop complex integrations so you can focus on other tasks as part of the project delivery. You can see that within a matter of minutes I'm able to use DataSense to automatically retrieve metadata about my inputs and outputs. I can then do direct data mapping between data formats and when required do more complex transformation on the data structures and contents of the data. All of these capabilities make me faster at delivering my connectivity and integration projects. The speed is enabled by Dataweave.